Okay, so now let's do some card problems. And again, if you have a tough time like with the different terminology, then that video I found was pretty helpful. You can click on that. Okay, so you're going to do lots of problems where they're sort of asking about the same thing. You've got a standard deck of 52 cards, and you're going to draw a 5-card hand. And drawing means you're just going to pull the cards out, so you're doing that without replacement. Okay, so let's think about some different ways to calculate these hands. So if you want 3 black cards and 2 red cards, you could do timesing and then do a counter, okay? But I think for me, I can group them. So what makes sense to do? I put all 26 black cards in a pile. I put all 26 red cards in a pile. And then I would grab the cards I want. So out of my black cards, I do 26, choose 3. And out of my red cards, I do 26, choose 2. Every way you grab the black, you match the red, so you're timesing. And then you divide by how many different groups you could pull out without any restrictions. And that would be 52, choose 5. And I typed, you guys type that in your calculator, whatever that turns out to be. Okay, let's do the next one. Okay, so this student's always asking about. A face literally means there's a face on the cards. And I learned something new too, because I learned they must call them court cards. And some of the videos I found, they were referring them as court cards. But in the US, we call them face cards. And for each suit, there's a jack, there's a queen, there's a king. The ace has a letter on it, no face. Okay, so there's 3 cards for each 4 suits. So there's 12 face cards total. So if I want to draw 1 face card, how would I group the cards? I put all my face cards here. There's 52 cards, so if I used up 12, I think I'd have 40. And I like to just do this, that aren't faces. And then I would just pick. Okay, so out of my 12 face cards, I would grab out 1. Out of my 40 non-face cards, I'd have to grab out 4. To times those 2 numbers, and I divide that by how I would pull out 4 cards without any restrictions, and that's 52, choose 5. Okay. You could probably do the same thing too. You could do like a non-face card, and then do a multiplier. But I think that it's easiest to do with combinations. Okay, now here's that words we've had before, at least. Okay, so what does it mean to have at least? Okay, well, if you're picking 5 cards, you can get no face cards, 1 face card, 2, 3, 4, or 5 face cards. And at least 1 face card means these are the winners. So you could do all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 calculations using the same strategy we did here and add them together. But math people are problem solvers, so let's do it an easier way. This is the only thing we don't want to happen. So it's going to be easier to calculate this as 1 minus no face cards, which would be 1 minus, from my 12 face cards, choose out nothing. That means from my 40 non-face cards, choose out all 5. And then divide that by 52, choose 5. Okay? Okay, one more. At least for this video. Okay, so here's a new word. Flush. Okay, a flush means that all your cards, in this case 5, are of the same suit. So they're all hearts, or they're all diamonds, or they're all, I can't do clubs, or they're all, I got them backwards. This one's clubs, this one's spades. Okay, So they all have to be one of these four different denominations. Okay. But so the thing is, if you want to try and do it by putting them in a pile, you're like, I don't know what pile would I put. So this is really important. What we're going to do is pick one type of winner. And then we're going to add a multiplier. Okay, so let's just pick one way we can get a flush. Let's do the probability we get a heart flush. Okay, so we put all of our hearts in a pile, right? Okay, so what do? If we want to get that flush, we go to that pile and we grab out all 5. And to find the chance of getting a heart flush, we would have to divide by 52, choose 5. Except we would get the same probability if we did diamonds, or if we did clubs, or if we did spades. So we just need a multiplier. And the multiplier would be 4. Because we could either do this one, this one, this one, and this one. And the probability part's the same for all of them. Okay, so type that in your calculator. I did already, and I got it's about 0.002. Okay, now let's do it another way just because. Convince ourselves we're right. Okay, say we wanted to do a flush. And let's just think about pulling 5 cards in a row. Okay, and just think about the first card. Does it matter what you pull? No, whatever card you draw first, you're still winning. So the chances of being winning still is 52 out of 52. Now you're going to keep on drawing cards, so I know that my denominators are going to go down. Just make sure I didn't miscount. 52, 1. Okay. Okay, now what has to happen here? You have to match the suit. All that has to happen now when you pull the next card is you have to match the suit. So there originally was 13 of whatever you put. Now there's only going to be 12. And then you have to match the suit again. So there's 11 left. And now you have to match the suit again. So there's 10 left. And then there's 9. If you type this out, you get the same probability. But I really think that doing it with combinations is just much, much easier.